Yeah guys, so we, on our final day of our cruise, have arrived this morning in Budapest, Hungary, sometimes called the Paris of the East, and we are currently in Hero Square, which I believe is a monument to all the Hungarian soldiers through the years. So we have actually never been here before. We came last year but didn't make it over to Hero Square. Last year we did the Terror Museum and the Holocaust Remembrance and the Great Market Hall. This year we're here at Hero Square to visit. There's a statue of Ronald Reagan around here that we're going to go see. And we are going to go, of course, to the Christmas markets, perhaps ride the Budapest Eye again. We just hit the currency exchange to get some Hungarian rupees, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah guys, so here is a shot of Hero Square looking in the other direction, I guess what you'd call the main entrance, with the chariot guys on the left and the right, and the requisite men riding horses there on the center monument. No birds on their head. Well, there might be a bird on one of their heads, but since we're in Europe, the requisite statue of the man riding the horse with the bird on his head. Just in case you're wondering, in this location is also the Budapest Zoo is very near here as well. It's one of the world's oldest zoos. It survived World War II, so that's what makes it kind of unique. But I think we're going to wrap up at Hero Square here since we made it, and head back, find the Ronald Reagan statue, and then head back to the Chain Bridge area and see if we can do some Christmas markets or the Budapest Eye or the Great Market Hall, or lots of good stuff to do back there. So we'll catch you back from City Center. Yeah guys, so we just stopped into Costa Coffee. Costa Coffee is a big chain in the UK, but they have a bunch of locations here in Budapest, and we love Costa Coffee because they actually have, well, their pastry case looks excellent, as most places do in Budapest, but their coffee also seems to be quite excellent compared to most of the rest of the offerings in Europe. So since it's the holiday time, they have beautiful holiday decorations. So I'm not much of an Instagrammer, but we love Costa Coffee. So if you're ever in Budapest or the UK, it's a big UK chain as well. Costa Coffee, highly recommend. Yeah guys, so mainly because of our abbreviated tour last year, we never actually made it down to the parliamentary building. But this is the Budapest Parliamentary Building, and you can see why they call it the Paris of the East, with the beautiful architecture. So in the background there, of course, if you're a tree in Europe at Christmas time, somebody's going to come along and decorate you. That's exactly what they've done. We've got the requisite man riding the statue of the man riding a horse with a bird on his head out front, and actually there's another one down the road there, another statue of a man riding the horse with a bird on his head. But the Budapest Parliamentary Building, and we're gonna go, we think we tracked down the Ronald Reagan statue now, so we're gonna go visit that here, and talk about the history of the Cold War a little bit and our reflections on that. So let's go find the statue and we'll go from there. Yeah guys, and of course facing the opposite direction of the parliamentary building is one of the memorial monuments here. I'm not up on my Hungarian history, but this is obviously somebody pretty important because they've laid wreaths and memorial candles and flowers and whatnot here. So you can do your own Columbo-like research and figure out what that is, but that faces the parliamentary building. Yeah guys, so here in Budapest they have in the background there, they have a memorial to the Red Army, and the U.S. Embassy is right around here too. And of course they've got a lot of beautiful buildings here, but here also they have a statue of Ronald Reagan. one of the great leaders of the 20th century. And it's very poignant that Ronald Reagan overlooks the memorial to the Red Army. It's almost kind of like they got him keeping an eye on him. But Ronald Reagan was a great leader. He brought to an end the Cold War, what could end up being the first Cold War, depending on how things go with our relationship with China in the future. But of course, brought to an end the first Cold War. It was his leadership and policies that did that. And it's very poignant for those who live, particularly here in Budapest, Hungary. Hungary, of course, being a communist country for many, many, many years. Very poignant that this statue is here, because, of course, everybody remembers Ronald Reagan's speech in Berlin to Mikhail Gorbachev, at that time the leader of the Soviet Union, where he said, "Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Of course, referring to freeing the people behind, both in East Berlin and behind the Iron Curtain, and bringing an end to communism. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. And another poignant moment for me was in 2004 when Ronald Reagan passed away. I was riding, I have a stationary bike that I like to ride at home, so I was riding my stationary bike while President Reagan was laying in state in the rotunda in the Capitol in Washington. And I just happened to be riding the day that Mikhail Gorbachev came to pay his respects, and it was a moment I'll never forget, because Mikhail Gorbachev walked into the rotunda and walked up to President Reagan's casket and put his hand on there, and really just to show a lot of respect for him. And I thought it was a neat moment. So with that, the statue of Ronald Reagan in Budapest, and we have some Christmas marketing to do, so we'll check that out next maybe. Yeah guys, so it's a blisteringly cold day here in Budapest, so we actually dropped into another Costa Coffee to hit the head and grab another drink to warm up with. And just can't say enough about Costa Coffee. So gonna do the St. Stephen's Christmas market next, and then I think we're gonna go to the Cat Cafe. So we are in the St. Stephen's Christmas market. And we have to cross the road here, which is always a free-for-all. So we are going to check out the Christmas market stalls here at St. Stephen's. And I'll just do a quick vlog down to their tree. Yeah, we were just discussing how we were sad that our trip is over, because you wait so long and then it goes so fast. And last year I vlogged down through here, and it was a week earlier, so they actually were showing Formula One qualifying from Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi. That's another surefire way to tell you're no longer in the U.S. is you see things like proper auto racing and proper football on TV. And proper football, of course, being soccer. And chimney cakes. And they make chimney cakes all year round in that shop. Don't have to wait for Christmas in Hungary. You can get chimney cake anytime. Yes, you already hit us. Yeah. Actually, we were hit up in Toronto once by one of those organizations when John and I were there for a race one weekend, and I did my best Vince Vaughn and gave an answer that I'm proud of to this day. So we got hit up on the street for donations for some sort of Canadian charity, and the kid went through his spiel for a minute or so, and I asked to see his paperwork. So he showed me his paperwork, and I said, well, I'm not from this country. I'm not from this country, and we have our own people to take care of, but here I'll give some money to your cause anyway. John thought that was a good reply. I think he was wondering what I was going to come up with. He knew I was working on something when I asked to see his paperwork.
Mama, come.
I'm not from this country, and we have our own people to feed, but here's some money for your cause. Just because I'm a good person like that. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna go do a little bit of shopping. There is St. Stephen's, which you're not gonna see the inside of because they charge an admission fee. So they can take that and put it right where the sun doesn't shine. They have a nice Christmas tree though. So that's the Christmas tree out in front of St. Stephen's, which does look beautiful. Actually, it looks nicer than the one they had last year. Although, as I recall, last year they had like white lights draped from all the stalls for imitation snow. So we're vlogging. This girl in the pink is getting a nice picture to commemorate her time at St. Stephen's. But we're gonna go shopping, and then we're gonna head to the Cat Cafe and then to the other Christmas market. So we'll catch you soon. Yeah, guys, and out here in front of St. Stephen's, we've got Santa Claus, aka Father Christmas, posing for selfies. Yeah, guys, so we are in another of our favorite places. We are at the Cat Cafe in Budapest. So we're gonna go in and see how everybody is doing. Looks like somebody's already had kind of a long day here, sitting at the table. Go in and say hi. Yeah, guys, so the GoPro is steamy again, so hopefully you can tell, but we've got some friends in the corners here. We're just hanging out. He's in a box. He's a big cat. Most of us are just sleeping. It's a good day to be at the Cat Cafe. Looks like we're still having nap time. Oh, I woke you up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. No. No. You're poking in his back paw. Alright, guys, so we may get a hot chocolate or something to take away here. Actually, we got a guy in a corner over here, but this is a Cat Cafe in Budapest, one of our favorite places to visit. So we're gonna get something to go, and then we'll head to probably the Great Market Hall or one of the other Christmas markets, but we'll say so long to our four-legged friends in the meantime. Hey guys, so we are at the Central Market Hall here in Budapest, and we love visiting here. They have all sorts of all sorts of stalls filled with all sorts of whatnot. So we're going to take a look around and see what we can find. We're probably going to buy some paprika, because if you come to Budapest and don't buy paprika, then you're a loser. So we're going to avoid being losers and do some shopping here at the Great Market Hall. Yeah, guys, so we are just about done with our day in Budapest, which means we are just about done with our 2019 Christmas market cruise along the Danube, which is very sad, but we had a good time, and that's all that matters. And we've got a lifetime full of good memories to take with us. So we're very happy about that. Sort of happy to be going home too. It's always nice to go home after you've been away for a little bit. But for one final time, we'll stand here and shoot Fashion Street in Budapest and show you all the lights. And all the sights and sounds, and just kind of commemorate the nice time we had on this cruise. So, until our next adventure, we'll see you from Budapest. Yeah, guys, so before the start of our concert tonight, we just thought we'd pop up on the sun deck here, since we haven't done it this cruise, and show you Budapest at night. One of the prettiest cities you're ever gonna see during the day, as well as during at night. Unfortunately, we're docked a little bit upstream of the Parliament building, so we don't get to see that lit up. But nonetheless, you've got the monument up there, and Castle Hill, and the Elizabeth Bridge behind us, and the Chain Bridge off in the distance between the sun decks there on the thing. But we are going to get ourselves back inside, because it is crisp out here tonight. Crisp is perhaps not quite the right word. Downright frigid is the word for it. So we're going to head back inside, but that's a view of Budapest at night from the sun deck.